Good morning. Today we are going to start with natural law theory. Okay. Now for natural law theory there is no one proponent. There are many jurists who speak about natural law. Therefore, how we are going to discuss? We are going to divide, or you can say we are going to see the evolution of natural law. We are going to divide it into ancient, medieval, modern and Renaissance period also. So we are going to see the historical evolution of natural law theory. But before that, we are going to discuss about what natural law is. What is natural law? Natural law is written by fingers of nature in the heart of mankind. Okay. Now nature, natural law. So what is natural law? That which is given by the nature to us. Means natural law is made by whom? Some superpower, some supreme force, by nature. And what man does then? Man only finds it out. Okay, man only discovers it. Man-made laws, those are positive laws, but natural law is not man-made law. It is a law which is made by the nature. Okay, nature possesses its own body in a form of mountain, valleys, hills, lakes. These constitute the nature's body, and nature possesses its own reasoning power. With the help of the reasoning power, the nature can decide about right and wrong. We are also the part of nature, and because of that we are having reasoning power. We are the best creation of the superpower. Therefore the superpower has given us some extra reasoning power. Okay, with its own reasoning power, nature is formulating laws for itself, its essentials for existence of universe. Therefore these principles which are made by the nature, they are called as natural law. Nature is communicating to us its own laws through our reasoning power. It means we possess insight. Okay, now this insight reveals to us, tells to us that this is right, this is wrong, don't do this, don't do that. It reveals to us, this insight tells us what to do and what not to do, and that insight is a reasoning power, and that is natural law. Okay, natural law is what? A dictate of reasoning, dictate of reason. Idea of natural law has appeared in some form or other. Okay, now in jurisprudence, what exactly natural law means? It means those rules and principles which are considered to have emanated from some supreme source. Laws have come from either God, either from nature. They are product of reasoning. Therefore they are called as divine law or moral law, unwritten law. Okay, natural law is a law that tells us the ways of nature, or that discerns between, that distinguishes between, differentiates between right and wrong. Okay, now Christian Thomas has properly explained what natural law is. Natural law is a divine law written in the hearts of all men, obliging them to do those things which are necessarily consonant to the rational nature of mankind, and to refrain from those things which are repugnant to it. Repugnant means opposite to it. Means what is natural law? It is a divine law. It is written in the hearts of men. That is the reasoning power or the insight I told you, which tells to us what to do and what not to do. Written in the hearts of all men, obliging them to do those things which are consonant with the nature. Consonant means according to the nature, and tells us not to do, refrain from doing, which are repugnant to it. Means natural law is that reasoning power which tells to us that do this which is according to nature, live naturally. Okay, if you go against the nature, then it will not be proper. You will suffer at this time or after some time, but you are going to suffer because you are going against the natural law. That is the meaning of whatever Christian Thomas has stated. Live according to nature. The nature will reveal to you the goodness and badness of things. Whatever nature tells you, the insight tells you, do it and don't go against it. That is the concept of natural law. Okay, now for the part of definition and the meaning of natural law, there is no one opinion. Different thinkers have different opinion. There is no unanimity about the definition and the exact meaning of natural law. Natural law theory and natural law has been interpreted by different people in different times. It is been differently explained. Okay, means as per the legal thought has developed, accordingly the concept of natural law has also developed. Okay, now the exponents of natural law philosophy conceive that it is a law which is inherent in the nature of men and is independent of convention, legislation or any other institutional devices. Means natural law is inherent in nature. Just you have to find it out. It is not made by any legislation or any convention, means any agreement. Man has not made it. Man has to find it out. Okay. Now Dias has stated that natural law as a law which derives its validity from its own inherent values, differentiated by its living and organic properties from the law promulgated in advance by the state or its agencies. Means the law which is being declared, promulgated by the state, that is different, and natural law is different. Natural law derives its validity from its own inherent values. Okay, therefore natural law means what? Those rules and principles which are supposed to have originated from some supreme source other than any political or worldly authority. Okay, now we'll see some of the features of natural law. What is natural law? Natural law symbolizes physical law of nature based on the moral ideals which are universal applicability at all times and all places. Means natural laws are what? Universal. It will be same for all times and all places. Okay. It has often been used either to defend a change or maintain status quo. Means natural law is being used by different thinkers in a different manner. Means it is going to be used to define the change or to maintain status quo according to the needs and requirement of the time. Like an example has been given, John Locke used natural law as an instrument of change, but Thomas Hobbes has used it to maintain status quo in the society. These two are the thinkers of social contract. We are going to discuss that social contract. Okay, means both of them have used natural law but in a different manner with a different objective. The concept of rule of law in England and India and due process in USA are essentially based upon natural law philosophy. Therefore, natural law is what? Something which is inherent in it, something which is being created by some superpower. It is not man-made. Okay. Now we will make a difference between natural law and other law, that is a positive law. First, natural law is eternal. It is unalterable. But other laws, which are man-made laws, they are subject to periodical change and alteration. We amend it, we repeal it. But natural law, we can't amend, we can't repeal. Natural law is unalterable. It is eternal to the mankind. Okay. Second is, natural law is not made by man. It is only discovered by man. Whereas other laws are created, they are evolved, they are modified and altered by men. Therefore, natural law is not made by man, while other law, positive law, is made by men. Third is, natural law is not enforced by any external agency, but every other law is enforced by the state or the sovereign or the ruler. Other law is having some coercive force behind it. There is always a coercive force behind it. But natural law is not enforced by any external agency. Okay. Natural law is not promulgated by legislation. Positive law is declared, it is made by the parliament, isn't it? But natural law is not promulgated by legislation. Then it is an outcome of what? Preachings of philosophers, of prophets, of saints. And thus, in a sense, it is higher form of law to which all forms of man-made laws should have due obedience, because it is higher. It is made by whom? By some superpower. Okay. Therefore, natural law is not promulgated, while positive law is promulgated. Next is what? Natural law has no formal written code. Also, there is no precise penalty for its violation, nor any specific reward for abiding that natural law. But positive law, if you don't follow it, it is imperative. It is going to give you punishment. The sovereign is going to give punishment if you don't follow it. But such a kind of punishment is not there, because natural law is not a written code. Okay, it is having no formal written code. Natural law has an eternal lasting value which is immutable, and it has been generally accepted that any man-made law which runs contrary to natural law may succeed for the time being, but it is likely to fall sooner or later. Natural law is eternal. You have to follow it. If a law is made, man-made laws, they may succeed. The people may be obliged to follow, they may be compelled to follow, but if that positive law is against the natural law, it will not continue for a long time. It is going to fall. Okay, but natural law will remain. It is having a eternal lasting. Okay, the central idea behind natural law is that it embodies moral principles which depend on the nature of the universe and which can be discovered by natural reasoning. But human law can be only said to be law insofar as it is conformed to those concerned principles. Means man-made law will be just if it is fulfilling the natural law principles. Okay, therefore the central idea of natural law is what? It is based upon moral principles, and our laws, that is man-made laws, should be based upon those principles, those natural law principles. Otherwise, those positive laws are not going to survive for a longer time. Okay, today we have just discussed about the features, and we have differentiated between natural law and positive law. We have to continue further because we have to see the historical evolution of natural law, which we are going to see in the next video. Okay, bye bye. See you.